It's Kellen, and today, all the way from Arizona, Mechelle Tucker is going to tell us how it is to be a COVID survivor, serial entrepreneur, and what's going to be, the new thing that she does in 2021. Mechelle, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. And you see, like we were talking before we started, recording officially. She has her mask. Folks, wear your mask, please. But But tell us about your companies, because you are a first class consultant. That's not just the name, you guys. That is one of her companies. But tell us about your businesses and what you do.
So pretty much, I am, like you said, a serial entrepreneur. I own multiple companies. My first company and my baby is First Class Consultant. I started that company back in 2006, and it was based upon a lack of resources of entrepreneurs not having the right support and leadership like I didn't have when I first got started. So I kind of come into other businesses, other bosses, other brands, and help make sure they have the right resources, support, tools, and leadership to be able to create win-win-win success.
Oh, and what does, that look like for those entrepreneurs? As a fellow consultant, I find that everyone kind of has a different approach, a different niche. How do you onboard a client, and what type of clients do you love working with?
I onboard, or kind of the clients that I kind of vet out are clients who are very committed to their successes. They have traction. They have some type of level of successes that they've kind of accumulated on their own. So I also work with startups as well. So the main goal for me is having passion, commitment, dedication, willing to work hard, and you have a budget to make sure that we can afford to do what needs to be done to make you pop, snackle, pop.
But Mechelle, I don't have money like that. But when I blow up, you blow up when you come with those type of clients.
Lord, because I'm not a nonprofit, I normally, try to network those people to the right resources that actually help disenfranchise or new companies who just don't have the funding to do what they need to do. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it takes money to make money. But I do understand, because I've been there and not having the money to do what it takes, but I had the resources, I had the time, and I had the commitment to barter and trade, to leverage my relationships to get to the next level of success. So as long as they have the diligence or the wherewithal to work, to put in the time, sometimes that time is money, and that money can make your time.
And I was joking with you when I said that, but I know you've heard that so many
Oh
times.
yeah.
Let me ask you, have you ever done this? And I know I do it often. So you maybe love the idea. Maybe you love the potential entrepreneur, already entrepreneur. But have you ever said, okay, look, I'll work with you, but I want half of your business or maybe more. And then they always run the other way. Have you ever tried that technique?
Actually, that's a good strategy. I haven't tried that technique, because if I did that for all the entrepreneurs or business people that I know, I wouldn't have no time for my own companies, because they don't want me to wear one hat. They want me to wear all the hats. So in those circumstances, I've been blessed to be in a situation where there's business owners that want me to have ownership. But I will say this: I'm extremely fair. I'm extremely humble, and I'm not into business takeovers, because I have my own companies. My goal is just to provide a support, or provide some level of leadership to help them get what they need to get to their next level of success.
Definitely. And it can be a hit or miss. And if somebody's so willing to give up their baby, sometimes you have to be like, hey, what's going on? I have a team where I love to start things. Let's create the system. And then I want to go do something else 9 out of 10 times, like hang out with my kids. Or my wife. So that's not for everybody. But, we hear that so often. And I believe, Mechelle, I met you. I think a client had referenced you in the ClubHouse app. I know you're on
Oh,
ClubHouse,
I
correct?
loved. I had to take a Clubhouse break this weekend, because from day one of being introduced to Clubhouse up until probably this past Friday, I was literally putting in about 4 to 8 hours a day out of nowhere, because I'm just really 2 weeks on Clubhouse myself. So we've been hosting multiple events, multiple rooms, really getting a feel for Clubhouse. So I'm very appreciative of Clubhouse and all of the amazing connections, relationships, developments that I've been able to synergize with in such a short time.
Now, for those who are going to bother you right after this and say, well, then do you have an extra invite if you've been on so much? Because I hear the more you're on, this is a rumor, folks, don't know it to be true. If you're on as much as Joe Button and Tiffany Haddish, you might have unlimited, invites. But for those, break down what you're trying to do on Clubhouse and why you think Clubhouse is such a great app.
So my goal on Clubhouse is to really build a like-minded, like-hearted, like-spirited community. So that's my end goal. Obviously we're all pretty social with the other networks, that are out there. But this one hit different. This one is pretty much a lot of what I've been searching for with my business networks and trying to connect with people who are like-minded, who are go-getters, who I feel like are equally yoked with what my vision is. So it has been an amazing ride thus far. And yes, you have to have an invite to get on Clubhouse. So yeah, I've had a couple people hit me up on the low, like, send me an invite. And I'm like, listen, these invites are special. You just can't give these invites to any and everybody. But I've been excited to be able to afford to connect a lot of my power network on Clubhouse. And we are having so much fun.
Now, talk about that power network, because, having multiple businesses and, also moonlighting, as you guys see her picture, as a model. She wants to let you guys know she is available for movie and TV gigs. If you want to fly her to LA real quick. Talk about that network and what did you do to get to your level? Because everybody nowadays is a consultant in something, but even the consultants need consultants. But a lot of times, young people ask me, well, how did you get there? What was the steps that you took? So I want you to tell them what steps you took to say, I'm a consultant and I can help you and I can prove it because of what?
So pretty much for me, even in my earlier career days, I'll be honest with you, it was straight like getting it out the mud. It was straight passion. It was straight desire. I was hungry for success. I was hungry to learn. So a lot of my years, I just put in the work. It wasn't about the money. It was about the art. It was about the craft. It was about developing relationships. I came into a lot of my relationships sowing seeds. I never asked for nothing. I wanted to learn. I wanted to grow, because you think the art of giving gives you an opportunity to reap. So when I understood that law of attraction, and I also believe in God. So when I understand that the more you give, the more he will open up for you to receive, I also took that mindset into my business. So when I walk into business connections, business relationships, business opportunities, I come in with a giving spirit. I don't come in with a taking spirit. I don't come in to try to see what I can get out of the connection or the relationship, which is why I been on this win-win-win lifestyle journey for over 10 years. So I know win-win-wins is in the song, but win-win-wins is my heart. Win-win-wins is my mind. Win-win-wins is my business slogan that is registered in the state of Arizona, because I'm serious about win-win-win opportunities. Sitting here on this interview, being introduced to me from Clubhouse is considered a win-win-win. So yeah, the main goal for me and what I would share with any entrepreneur coming up is to be an apprentice, to volunteer, to submit yourself to a mentor that can just teach you, learn, be a sponge, absorb. And when you are confident, when you have built trust, when you have built integrity, when you have built a name for yourself, people will come looking for you.
Ooh, some of y'all heard that word that some of y'all hate to hear, submit. Some folks do not want to submit, but Mechelle is not just, a business owner and a mother of three. She's also a wife, and who knows, maybe soon to be a mother of four in 2021.
No way, Jose. Don't put, listen,
don't put that on you. Okay.
Don't put that on me. I'm
done. I feel you. I think we're done. That's what we say. We'll see what God says. But but that submission to be under someone and really, be able to follow. I mean, I'm still young. You're still young, but a lot of people have a problem, young and old, with that submission. Can you go deeper into what that looks like, especially with like this Me Too movement, where I don't mean people need to be on their knees with knee pads and a wipe, but break that submission down. What does that look like, in your journey, and what you would advise others to do?
In my thought process and what I mean when I say submit, you have somebody that you take advice from, you take leadership from, you take information from. I am real big on not having all these yes people around you. You are not going to get to your next level of success if you don't have people around you that don't keep it real with you. When you don't have people around you that won't hold you accountable, when you don't have people around you that don't hold you responsible. So when I say submit, I don't mean in a subservient slave, I got to do what you say type of mindset. I mean that you need to align people, surround people around you that will check you when you need to be checked, that will hold you accountable, that will tell you you're doing good when you're doing good, that will make sure that they can hold your hand on any level, because it gets dark, it gets lonely, it gets stressful. You want to give up. There's so many roller coaster rides that you're going to go through emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and psychologically, as well as physically, and of course, financially on this entrepreneur journey. So to surround yourself with people who will hold you down, lift you up, check you when you need to be checked. That's what I mean when I say submit, have somebody to submit to.
It's a real relationship, just like your guys' relationship. You got to submit, and you got to be able to, work as a team. Now, what other businesses? I mean, you have the consulting, but you do other things. So talk about those businesses, and how do those like merge into what you do? Like, how do you do multiple things?
Right. So also, I have first class notary. I'm a loan signing agent, notary public. So that also just complements what I do, holding up, from a consultant standpoint. People come to me for legal purposes, administrative purposes, project management purposes. So it seemed like an easy fit. Plus, I have a financial background in real estate, that it was a no-brainer to be able to officiate documents, act as a witness, and kind of act in that retrospect. So that's kind of like how that connects. And then also, as of this year, I kind of jumped into 20 feet of water in the cannabis industry on the CBD side. So we have a company called Twisted Access. It's a beverage that actually has 25 milligrams of CBD. The inspiration behind why we even did that is because my partner, her mother was dying from stage 4 cancer. And she was just, sick, not feeling well, not doing well, not very mobile. And I had like some all kind of samples of just CBD various products that I just been kind of sampling and doing due diligence on, and really trying to be a student of cannabis. And I put together like a little care package for her. And when I gave it to my girl, and she gave it to her mom, she called me instantly, was like, oh my God, like she's moving, she's up. She feels so much better. Like I need to get some more of that stuff. And that was actually the brainchild that sparked us to be able to jump 10 feet into 20 feet into water in cannabis. And we formulated our own CBD beverage called Twisted Access. So this drink is kind of unique because it also has a patent technology that we license through Veso. So our drink, the top, the CBD is held in the cap. So in order to activate the drink, you have to twist it. But when you twist it, the CBD shoots out into the water. So it kind of creates like a whoa or experience just off twisting it to open it. Then let's belong. When you drink it, it has a very easy go down feel, taste, and it's been a blessing to get to this point. Just this time last year, it was absolutely just a dream. And now we are actually living the reality. So we did a great press run. I mean, when I say like ground floor, like we're literally not even 60 days from doing our press run, our press releases, working on distribution. I mean, physically having a product that we can hold it, we can taste it, we can smell it, and we can see it. So cannabis is the next revolution. We're advocates, we are consumers, we are bosses, we are excited about all of the opportunities dealing with social justice that are opening up for minorities. We are a double minority. We also have a hemp cultivating license. So we are very serious about this move in cannabis and pretty much everything else we got going on. But with this pandemic, it showed us that we cannot rely on one income stream. We need to be able to make money in our sleep. So if it's gonna tell who been grinding and who been playing as we get ready to come about this pandemic, because we've been grinding over here.
Yeah, and you being a family woman, it also, shows in your personal life if you like your home when, things lock down. I'm in Florida, was in Seattle before. That was a real lockdown. The governor's not having it here, but you really get to see if your life, the life that you want, the life that you are making, because you get to have an input in your life if you enjoy. If not, you got to, go back to the lab and redo some things. But
Absolutely.
how now for a lot of I'm just gonna be straight up with you. In business, I see a lot of people saying, hey, I'm a venture capitalist. Hey, I'm an angel investor. Hey, I'm a serial entrepreneur. And sometimes I cringe because they're not working. You get it, just with the laughter. I cringe because I said you wouldn't even be invited into a venture firm because you're not a qualified investor. You're not a angel investor just because you gave your cousin $25. But a lot of those people who are just doing the work, right? And when you're doing multiple things, time management is crucial. How do you manage those things, and how many CPAs and bank accounts and, team members do you have to make these things just kind of roll off, especially when you talk about press runs, and that's the fun stuff for a publicist like myself. So like tell people kind of the process of what your day looks like and how you put those things together, because you might not have the same CPA for every business.
Yeah, you hit it on the nail on that. And honestly, I'm still an absolute work in progress because I'm continue to add to my portfolio. So that's why it's important for me to work with individuals who have some type of organization outline flow to their hustle. First of all, when they come to me, as far as my day-to-day runs, I do have multiple relationships, partnerships. I'm big on collaborations. So that way I'm not being stuck wearing all the hats. So I'm big on giving up a hat with no problem and making sure that I surround myself with individuals that can help me get to my next level of success. So a lot of my relationships are either my CPA, my mentors, my attorney, my confidants. I align myself with people and I really develop a relationship with the people who help me get to my next level of success. So it's great when your BFF or your bestie is actually your CPA. It's an amazing thing when your confidant is actually your attorney. It's an amazing thing when you have, and I'm blessed to have more than one mentor that I'm able to go to and just kind of help me stay in line, help me not get all over the place, make sure that the attraction for distraction ain't real. So yeah, it can be a little overwhelming as you're growing, but I'm grateful that with each business entity, I have very strong partnerships and we hold each other up and we hold each other down. So once again, for me, it goes back to the relationship thing. When you have good, strong, tangible, warm and fuzzy relationship, there is nothing too big that you can't get done as a business.
That's real talk. And she had some bars in there, man. I said, hold on, is the album coming out too?
Lord, God didn't bless me with that talent, but Lord, if he did, I'll be off the hook.
Well, no, you can take some pieces and do some things. We see the talent right now, or not the talent. We see what's out there right now.
Yeah,
it's really
right.
Strategy, what you put together, and just if you want it, and willing to put in the work. But I could definitely see a book, podcast, YouTube out of you. Do you have any of those goals for 2021?
Oh, absolutely. The book is I'm in development for my books. And then also podcast, the Networkers podcast will be coming 2021. There's all kind of developments with ClubHouse that we're actually just waiting to get approved for our club room. And we have a series of multiple events coming on ClubHouse that's going to tackle opportunities to be able to buy your first real estate purchase in real estate, first time home buyers, commercial buyers, if you need to be able to get like a virtual office to make sure that you're in compliance in regards to your business, separating the business from the personal. And then we also have a Black economics and equity series where we've talked about mentors, leadership, Black Wall Street, mixing business with pleasure. So we kind of dig deep into a lot of topics that plague our community, but our goal is to be a part of the solution. So we talk about the problem and then we come with the solution. So yeah, there's so much that I'm directly working on. Clothing line, merch. I mean, merch, I, like you said, maybe the bars won't come in the form of song, but maybe the bars can be put on a t-shirt or a hat. So yeah, I'm definitely working on merch. Like I said, we want to expand our CBD business so much. I just feel like God will never give you more than you can bear. I believe that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So like
Amen.
today, I'm all about first class consultant. You know what I mean? So sometimes I will break down my companies, and Mondays is for me to follow up. If I have interviews, if I have to conference calls, meetups, and then, Tuesday I get into my next grind. So sometimes even for myself, so I don't get overwhelmed, I have to break down my meetings, my interviews, my Zoom, even Clubhouse, because that's become a new part of my life now. So yeah, so like I said, nothing is easy. And I know sometimes because of Facebook and Instagram, and people like to do it for the gram, they like to do it for the clout, they like to kind of front a little bit. I don't do none of it. What you see with me is absolutely what you get. And my goal is just to inspire, motivate, and make sure you never give up on your dreams, because it can be a reality.
Amen to all of that. And I know people have told you this, and I know if you take your personality test, it starts with an E. I already know that, just with all the things that you're going, an ENTP, or you're an E, whatever you are, you're an E something. But
Energy.
But the fact that, if God puts it on your brain and you can find a way to, I say, break the game and rebuild it back up, then you should do it. Because I'm sure people have told you, oh, you're doing too much. What you trying to be special? And so, talk about how you deal with that, because it's all usually like a family member and usually the closest ones to you. So how have you developed, your real self-esteem? Because it all starts with you and how you feel about yourself. Your self-esteem when you have got that pushback of just be a mother, just be a wife, just own one business. Talk about that, please.
Yeah. In that retrospect, it's really just about uh, faith in it. That's faith, not fake. FAITH, my faith. And being able to be results driven. So yeah, you're going to have naysayers. You're going to have people that's going to project their fears onto you because they feel like they can't and I can. I will also attest to I am a Gemini, so that, I have energy times two, just for the fact that that's, my sign and my personality, if you kind of believe in that. But also, like, I'm driven. I'm highly motivated. I'm highly encouraged to be able to make these win-win-wins happen. So when you have a win-win-win mindset that I preach and that I practice, it's not just about me. So I have to be accountable. I have to be a role model. I have to lead by example, because there's so many people out here who are discouraged, who are stressed, who give up, who don't have no faith. There's so much fraud. There's so much fakeness out here. So when you are able to connect with somebody like me and they feel me, they see me, and they hear me, I feel like I have it's a bigger plan that God has for me. So I just kind of keep that in mind. And then also, when you start seeing results, let me tell you something, when the results start kicking in, that by itself would kill any naysayer, any hater. So because I'm so results driven and I'm able to relish in my results, and I'm able to smell and not just see, but smell my own flowers, that by itself, I don't give a damn what nobody think. It don't matter. It can be my own husband. I stay focused on the plan, and I stick to my script until I get to the finish line. And that alone, plus all the people who DM me, text me, slide up in my inbox, and let me know how inspired, how motivated. Sometimes where it feels a little bleak for me, or I'm having those moments where it's like, dang, I'm not filled up because I pour into so many people. Now I need somebody to pour back into me. I'll get a text, I'll get a DM, I'll get a call. I might get like a Cash App donation out of the blue. And that right there is what keeps me holding on. That right there is what keeps me inspired. That right there is what's keep me motivated to be able to empower and allow other people to kind of lean off of my energy. So a lot of people like, listen, I live vicariously through you. Like I was in Sedona last week, just yesterday, I have a mentee who's actually in town. She came 7 deep. So like I said, I'm, still trying to stay safe, COVID safe, but I do get inspired and I do get motivated by the millennials, by the younger generation, by business owners and entrepreneurs that will get out here and go make it happen relentlessly. So as well as people are probably inspired by me, but I'm also inspired by the people, and that's what keeps me going.
Man, so what it sounds like I hear you saying to a lot of people, no more waiting for perfect, launch that thing, release the project, begin again, whatever it is, move to your next level. I'm reading off her Instagram, folks.
That's absolutely it, because guess what? You don't know what you don't know. So unless everybody is a psychic, you can't predict the future. We don't know tomorrow, next week, next year, what's going to happen. Trust me, nobody saw all of what's happening in 2020 and 2019, right? So the best bet is just to learn to be appreciative of the present. Don't hesitate. Quit looking for perfect and get out here and get your hustle on, because right now it's winning season for business owners right now. When you move and shake like a business, there's blessings, there's promise, there's opportunity. It's the American way for business ownership right now. So this is the time. Let's go.
Amen. Amen. And she's not talking about loans from the SBA that they're going to go get you in trouble with later on, but that's a Forbes article for y'all to read. But that's another topic. But, Miles Monroe inspired my wife and I.
I love him.
Yeah. And when he would talk about, the best ideas are in the graveyard because people wouldn't even try. Right. And so at least you could try before you die, but also the impact of reading a book a week, or at least trying, folks. It will change the game for so many. Just a book a week, all the information you'll know that others don't know, but it's all free right there at the library. So let me ask you, what was the last thing you read? And I also want to know, what is your favorite conference to go to?
That's a good one. Let me see. Okay, so last book that I even laid my eyeballs on probably was the Bible. Got to stay in my word. Got to stay protected. I have tons of books, that I love. I've actually had 2 or 3 books that I've been featured in. So, those would be some favorites too. As far as conference, it's been so long since I've been to a conference. Good Lord. Let me think. Right now, I feel like these conferences on ClubHouse that's the most recent conferences I've actually attended since pre-COVID. But I am big on self-development, self-education, reading, writing, which is something that a lot of our people do not like to do at all. And sometimes if I don't have time to read a book, I'll listen to a book. You know what I mean? I love Napoleon Hill. Pretty much everything he has, I love him. The law of attraction. So sometimes when I'm in my, just going through the motions, processing thoughts, trying to figure some stuff out, or just need a little bit of some inspiration, motivation, I do have some go-to books, anything dealing with The Secret and law of attraction. That does it for me. Quick, fast, in a hurry. I can shift my energy, shift my mood immediately after reminiscing, reviewing. It can be a quote for me. It don't take much for me to read to keep me inspired and to shift my energy, and to keep me motivated. But yeah, self-development, reading, educating myself. There's so many ebooks. There's so many online seminars, virtual conferences. Now we're in a virtual world because we got pushed that way because of this pandemic and because we're pretty much in a worldwide disaster. But no, I absolutely recommend however they can download and upload the right information into your spirit. Get off Facebook. get off Twitter, get off CNN, get off Instagram, and read an inspirational, motivational, educational book. It might change your life.
Well, man, definitely. Amen again. That's real talk. Now, with getting off all those things, and even Clubhouse, like you said, can be time consuming. I'm a shy guy in reality. I
What?
talk. Yeah, I talk when I need to talk, when I have some value. But when you talk like all day and you're giving advice and that's what you're doing, I love to listen on Clubhouse. And I was
Yeah.
listening to, the Steve Stouts and the Michael Orfowitz and E40, all in the same room with Van Jones. And I like to hear stories. And then, if I have something of value, but I really like to just kind of be a voyeur, because I get my game from the old people. I mean, it was
Yes.
the grandmothers and all the great aunts, and I'd listen and I'd be like, okay, so when I take it to my circle, oh, you think I'm some type of, unicorn? No, I just listened. I shut up and I listened. And even in
That's a
Clubhouse,
word.
yes, somebody may have to pull me on when I'm on there. But what do you think about, the future of Clubhouse is going to be its own world in itself? You're seeing already courses and notes and everything. If you being a consultant, that means you got a vision for the future. Where do you see this app going to?
Man, right now, based upon the exclusivity of that, I'm just right now, it's been such a positive experience, I'm hoping that with the exclusivity of that kind of stays in effect, because that's another uniqueness and a major attraction, because it's kind of filtering out what I experience on Facebook that I don't like, and what I might experience on Instagram and that I don't like. So I like the transparency of it. I like how you're able to be very authentic in it. So I'm hoping that certain topics that normally people shy away from because you have to be politically correct, on certain other platforms, that they continue to allow this platform to be a voice for realness, for being authentic, for being able to speak your mind. I don't know if you was actually on there, but last weekend, not this past weekend, but last weekend, it was a heated conversation with Kevin Hart that actually shut down Clubhouse servers. And that was a very unique experience, you know what I mean? To be able to, and I was only like a weekend, but it was an interesting dynamic that it don't matter if you a millionaire, billionaire, or 100-aire, everybody is a VIP on Clubhouse. You don't get no special privileges because of your social status, your financial status, or even your IP in certain rooms. So I hope that they continue to keep the transparency, allowing it to be authentic, allowing people to be able to speak their voice with no judgment zone, and just continuing to build on the platform to empower brands. I think it's a fabulous tool, and then the synergy of people on there. I mean, we've been in rooms where people were like crying, like so happy to be able to align themselves with so many positive forces. Like, I've even was overwhelmed in emotion, because it's like, this is something that I've been soul searching for, to connect with people in a way that's so unique. And then I love the audio component, because I can multitask on there. I can do multiple things, and I don't have the video component. I like how user friendly the app is. I like how they really empower people to really connect in a way that's never been done before. So I just hope that more relationships, more connecting, more activating, more learning, more growing, more evolving continue. Pretty much, they just need to keep doing what they're doing, because right now, based upon what they're doing, I know, the app is going to grow. That's inevitable. But I just hope that the exclusivity of it kind of stays intact. And I hope that it doesn't get watered down with too many fake people.
Definitely, are too many know-it-alls who they come in and take up all the time, and and it's just you show how grandiose, and you're like, hold on, what's your net worth? What have you done? If you don't, maybe you're like Al Heyman and nobody knows what your net worth is. But I do like that you can talk to everybody, because we're all just people at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how many countries, whatnot. If you have kids, married, I mean, just what's your input into the world. So yeah, I was just wondering, with the consultant hat, if you could, Paul and Rohan, if you could, tell them this is what I like. I personally asked in a message to them what server they were on when that shut down, because I used to work with a big server company, and and so I wanted to know what server. I haven't got an answer yet, but that's okay. I'm still digging to find out. There's a way to find that out. Now, you're having all this success with business. How long have you been doing business?
I've actually been an entrepreneur since 2006. I
Since
went full time
2006.
100% in 2008. So from 2008 until today, I've 100% been a self-employed entrepreneur.
Wow. And what made you go that route and take that leap of faith?
You know what? It was the passion that I had in being of service, of being able to help people connect the dot. I can't explain it, but it was a true high that I had based upon being able to be of service and help people create successes. And it started off as just me helping people. Didn't have no intention, behind it. Just wanted to help. And then I just kind of became a sponge. And I noticed how, especially in the retrospect of entertainment, I peeped early on how disconnected they were from the actual business side of business when it came to business entertainment. So that made me feel like, okay, I can carve out a niche here. And I can pop and be different, because I don't rap, I don't sing, I don't dance. God did not bless me with any of those musical, artistic talents in that regard. But when it comes to business, that's my art, and networking is truly my passion.
Wow. And so, I mean, you're really giving the brains to what we call the talent. Now, in dealing with musicians, everybody is a rapper nowadays. People come to you and say, hey, I got this music. I don't know what to do with it. I ain't got no money. Is there a course maybe that you could create? I'm trying to put it on you because I just don't have. I'm trying to keep my hair lengthy, my love locks flowing. I mean, is there a course, or what would you say to that artist that comes to you? Come to Mechelle. Don't come to me right now with that says, I got music, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, I get those quite a few often, even people who want me to be their publicist, to be their manager. In those retrospects, it's just a vetting thing for me as far as what I personally take on. But because I am a consultant, I have a wide network that I have established. I'm able to pretty much refer them, connect them with the right people who are more experienced in that lane. And like I said, I don't try to do everything, but I don't turn people down either. You know what I mean? Because we all need help. It could just be a contact. It could be a phone number. It could be sharing an Instagram profile of somebody who can help. So I still keep myself pretty connected. I'm normally 1, 2, maybe max 3 calls away from whoever, when it comes to this, it ain't no 6 degrees of separation with me. It's more like 3. But if I have artists who come to me who are kind of new, they really don't know what to do. I know people on every level in the music side that I just send them referrals to. So I'm big on referrals. I'm big on collaborations. I'm big on partnerships. I think the best compliment you could give a business owner is a referral.
Man, that's real talk. That's real talk. I'm gonna, off air say, hey, can I send these people to you? Because I don't know.
I bet with your platform, you probably get hit, you know what I'm saying, with a lot. But, some of them need development. Some of them need certain different etiquette. It's a developmental thing for me, because I cannot put you out there half-ass, you know what I'm saying? Because it's also a reflection of my brand and my name, you know what I'm saying? So we have to kind of go through like a boot camp, you know what I mean, for development purposes before we put you out there. Because once we put you out there, it ain't no turning back, you know what I'm saying? So they go through like a development stage. So depending upon what the needs are, we do an assessment, or we do like a consultation, and let me identify your needs. Let me identify what your goals are. Let me understand what the vision is. And then we come up with a plan of attack to see what can be done to get you toward that level of success. So it might not be so much what I can do. It might just be me helping them find the blueprint, the resources, the connections to get them toward that direction of success.
You guys are hearing this from my Gemini sister. You know, I'm June 14th. I'm
Are
June.
you?
Yeah.
So
So
you feel me? I'm the May Gemini now. We
so,
hit a little different than the June Gemini.
no, but with that, you know, and you talk about the initial conversation, I try to make and you got my automated text before this. I try to make my initial as affordable, even for a 14-year-old. I'm like, at least they could pay this amount of money, you know, because I want to just put an impact on everyone. Because I did this like you for free before I even knew what I was doing it, right? And it was just about the work, and it still is about the work, but now I have people to pay. Now I have, you know, software I have to pay for, and it gets expensive, and conferences I have to fly out to. So when someone comes to you, what is that price, that initial price range? Because it can always change and it should always go up, folks. But what does that look like before they send you an email, say, at least I got to have X amount of dollars so I can get some type of an assessment?
Yeah. Well, for me, you know, packages can start anywhere, you know, $500. I'm a very hands-on person from a consulting standpoint. So, you know, we need to kind of review, assess, see where you at, break it down, give a plan of action, PR, marketing. That can kind of get up there. You know, there could be campaigns starting at 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. It just depends on where they're at, what level of success have they accomplished up until this point, where are they trying to go, what is the sales goal. So it is everybody pretty much, for the most part, it is customized for their personal situation. But to come and say, I have zero and I want to go from that to getting, you know, status like Rihanna, Beyonce. I mean, it's some people who got some, you know, McDonald budgets, but got some caviar taste. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say, with those type of people, just be willing to grind, be willing to intern, be willing to shadow other individuals and sow season to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still going to put you in the room. That's going to allow you to connect with the right people. You're also being mentored. But see, we in a different space now where people want it fast. They want it quick. They want immediate gratification. They don't want to put the work in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're dealing with that type of energy, I don't even know, because there's no short way to success. And there's so many times for me that I've learned more from my failures than my wins.
Definitely. With all the success that you have had and that you're going to have in the future, because the best is yet to come, what is the community give back that you have, that you're doing or that you want to do in the future?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm on multiple boards with nonprofits, MMT Foundation. That foundation, me and my business partner registered that about 2 years ago. So that is part of our community where, you know, kind of going back to my mother died from cancer. My business partner mother just died from cancer. So there's a lot of things that this virus, these diseases plague our community. I got people dealing with lupus. I got people dealing with a lot of stuff. And that actually takes away from your business. That takes away from your family. So to be able to provide resources, scholarships for those individuals, even if it's just paying some bills, you know what I mean? Making sure that that's one less thing they got to worry about. There's no aid. There's no SOS. There's no government assistance for business owners. If your business go out of business or you struggling, there's nowhere you can go to go get no aid. You know what I mean? So we wanted to create scholarships, fundraising campaigns to be able to help failing or struggling businesses. I'm also on the board for Ready, Set, Go. Ready, Set, Go Foundation was the foundation set up to be able to provide entrepreneur education courses and classes and support systems for entrepreneurs. So that's ran by Councilman Harris. He's actually on ClubHouse as well. So he's been, that organization has been around almost a decade. So that organization is very big on providing the right educational tools and leadership for up and coming or active entrepreneurs. And then I get involved with a lot of other community efforts. I'm real big in philanthropy, real big as far as being a humanitarian. So even if it's not an organization that I'm directly a part of, if I see you making a difference in the community, I sow seeds all day long. You know, right now we can't go to church, right, because of the pandemic. So I've been giving offerings randomly, paying it forward to other nonprofits or other individuals who are making a difference in the community. And I'll just send them a quick little cash app and say, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep grinding, because that seed right there, it will grow into something beautiful. Now I just cultivated that, they're complimenting me publicly. They share the information out there. They're able to accomplish their goal. I've had people literally call me like crying. And I even helped about 30 businesses get the PPP and the EIDL money as well, because my goal was not to keep the information to myself. My goal was to empower my people. One thing that I feel like most business owners is missing right now, we got the grind, we got the resources, we got the hustle, we got the vision, but we ain't got the money, right? So I'm like, okay, let me flip this script. And I shared it. And I want to say out of 10 business owners that I reached out to, maybe one even knew about the whole PPP EIDL. And I thought that was a very alarming number, that 10 people out of 100 had a clue about this free money at one point in time that was really out there with no red tape. So I made it a mission, I want to say from like April till about September, to empower the information with the right qualified business owners so that they didn't lose out on this opportunity. And there was about almost 30 businesses that I just consulted and advised and make sure they understood how it worked, what you need to do, how to be compliant, what to look out for, how to da-da-da-da-da. And they all were awarded, anywhere from $20,000 to $150,000. So now it feels great to align myself with business owners who got $20,000 to $150,000 sitting in a business bank account, because now we can really start doing business, not just talking business like we were before when a bank account was negative.
No, definitely. That's a great thing. I on this show, I tell people, be careful about the money that you take, because the SBA has had money, guaranteed loans as long as you had 20%. And be careful, because as we see, folks, certain entertainers have been caught up even, and they're going,
which is
directly
stupid, like dumb, stupid. I'm sorry. Like, why would you take a business loan and go buy a Maserati? Why would you take a business loan and go fly to Jamaica? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one thing as a business that we're missing. You know what I'm saying? So why would you not use your personal funds for personal stuff? And now you have your business funds to help invest into your business, help flourish your business, help get your business to the next level, because now the money ain't the problem no more. Now it's just about you having the vision and the commitment to see it through.
Well, they needed Mechelle to help them with that, because you do you find it interesting that most publicists, and I know why this is, even, for Black talent, especially top Black talent, they still their team doesn't look like them. Shout out to LeBron James, because he's one of those that he does. Michael Jai White, one of those that, he has, people of all sorts, but he definitely has Black folk on his team. But that it's like they don't trust their own. And what type of psychology? I have investment in Africa, and I have, stuff that I love being in Africa, in different countries.
What part?
Well, my wife is from Cameroon, so that's always, we start there. And my bloodline goes to Cameroon, Nigeria, and Mali. Have some investment right now in Ghana and Kenya. Kenya's not doing so well with a business partner who doesn't understand payback at this moment. But also South Africa and Ethiopia, I have been, and it's wide open. And
I know. I said that to say, because last year I had the blessing to visit East Africa, the Pearl of Africa, Kampala, Uganda. And on the 5th day of being there, I actually, we had a meeting with the president. So I've actually met the president of Kampala, Uganda. So that was we can have a whole part 2 just talking about that experience, which was something that was next level. And I said, hey, every Black person in America or more has to visit Africa. It's just, we have to do it. We have to go at least one time in your whole life, have to go and visit Africa.
Now you put that's the magic word here, Africa. So now that we've said Africa, forget where I was going with representation. Y'all know you need a Mechelle Tucker to be thinking for you. But how did you do that? Because when you say that, people are going to say, yo, she's special. How did she meet with Masevity? How did that happen? How did she learn Mambo, Jumbo, Uhaligani, and really, like, what sparked that? Did you get picked out of a group, or did you just put in the work and it just, you had a project out there?
We absolutely put in the work. We had a project. It was about a 18-month cultivation, right? So we set up an LLC out there. We really was open because obviously, as you know, how wide open Africa is and how they really want a lot of the American culture there. And there was an American client who had a cannabis initiative. So pretty much same thing I've been saying on this show is cultivating the right relationships, seeing how you could add value to other individuals. And the value was because we had a hierarchy connection to the government of Africa. I just shared it with some key people. Once again, I don't withhold information, sitting on information because you feel like, well, I got to get paid. You could be doing yourself a disservice, waiting. I'm going to hold on to this information because I didn't get what I need. That's very selfish type of mindset, because you give up. Ideas come, dreams come all day long. Share them ideas, sell them ideas, connect with the right people. So we cultivated a relationship for 18 months. We wound up having a project that I qualified some clients who actually afforded us the opportunity to take us there. So it was 5 days of some next level stuff that took place in Kampala. So no, I don't feel like I felt like I was favored from a higher power, but I don't feel like I was made special. I just share information. I look out for other people. Like you said, I listen, I speak when I need to speak, and I'm always open for opportunity to see if there's some synergy, kind of like putting a piece of a puzzle together. So I saw an opportunity to share what we had going on in Africa with some Americans that I know to see, hey, are you open? Because I know I don't have everything, I don't have all the pieces of the puzzle together. So I'm going to have to share. So I shared a piece of that puzzle with a group out of Calabasas, and they were so pumped because they were already in movement in certain parts of Africa anyway. So when we were able to pretty much deliver Kampala on a silver platter, they was like, when can we go? What's up? Da 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 da. And I'm telling you, I only had like maybe a week notice to get prepared to be there for a week when we decided to go. So sometimes you have to be ready for what you pray for. You got to stay ready because you just never know where this journey can take you. And that journey and that was my first time ever out of the country in my whole entire life. So to be able to have my first out of the country experience, and that experience was the Pearl of Africa, I was like in full total bliss.
the real Wakanda, the real Wakanda,
the real one.
And so I have a beta site called mallofafrica.africa or mallforafrica.africa, same site, but people hear me, talk about it. I am going to take this conversation off air, but I need you to tell the people, how did Africa treat you? How was the infrastructure? Were there just monkeys and zebras? But give them your experience of your 5-star experience, or if you did a rural experience, I need you to just let that light shine so they can, there's so much propaganda negative on Africa.
No, you're absolutely right, because if you've never been to Africa like I hadn't, and you just go by what you see on TV, you'll be thinking some straight out the jump. You'll be thinking something really crazy, right? No, it was very modern. We went at the hotel we was at, we went to the bar. They had Ciroc, Hennessy. They was listening to Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? E40. We didn't get a chance to do a whole lot, but we went by like a casino, just some normal stuff. Now, what I did love was that they're very, the food was so Lord Jesus, so fresh and healthy, right? You don't really see no obese people in Africa. Everybody is very fit. Physique is, nice, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and that while these girls is out here getting all these butt shots and butt implant, like everybody naturally shaped out there. So ain't no McDonald's, no better Taco Bell, and ain't none of that going on out there. But we went to a casino. We went to a couple of nights. It was really, I felt at home. I can't explain it, but to say honestly, I truly felt like it was, and I remember being present and thinking like, this feels like home. It didn't feel like I was so many thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away. You know what I mean? So I absolutely want to go back, but this time I want to go back with a stronger team, a stronger alliance. I want to be able to bring the right relationship, because we do have some things going on with some hierarchies that are part of the Ugandan government. So they're open and giving us a blessing to usher in opportunities that will make Kampala, Uganda, a first world country and not a third world country. They want it all: the entertainment, the media, the education, the community. I was, like I said, just blessed to be able to be a part of that trip. And I just can't wait to see what trip 2 is going to bring forth. So anytime anybody I network with speaks on Africa in any shape, form, or fashion, you get my ear even more so, because I really want to go back. And most people have never been to East Africa. East Africa is a little untapped in comparison to like South Africa and other parts that are a little bit more popular. But, there's opportunity throughout the whole continent of Africa. But like I said, I just had the pleasure of going to the Pearl of Africa. So that was kind of cool. And like I said, nothing too special. Like I said, I just shared the information, had an opportunity, and knew to sow into the right people. And one of those individuals afforded us to go, covered our whole trip, all expenses paid, and got us there. And it was a hell of a ride.
Man, I'm going to start name dropping, but I'm going to do that off air. You guys have gotten the game overload on this one. And, she said round 2, I can go a whole nother hour too, like Joe Rogan talking about Africa. I just get excited. Everything you said, I concur. I agree. You guys like, share, subscribe, listen, give this game. It is to show entrepreneurs how to start, sustain, and succeed in business. Mechelle, thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for the opportunity. I enjoyed you. You are so thought-provoking. This was fun. Shout out to everything that you're doing. I got to make sure I'm following you on ClubHouse, and would love to come back and maybe bring a guest with me.